What's funny is, my good friend Harry, right?
Yeah.
Who's a Warrior fan. I got an email from him this morning, and he and Doug from Berkeley. Harry says, you're probably not going to agree with me, but I've never been a Draymond fan, and I believe at this time the Warriors move the ball better without him. The opposite team is forced to guard another player when Green's not in the game. Poole didn't have a good night, but the Kings have to guard him. That makes it better for the other Warrior players, especially Steph and Clay, who have less double teams. The day of just having 3 players that can score on the floor, those days are over. There's too much Green standing at the top of the key, holding the ball, looking for somebody to pass to.
Now, I told you that going into the series when everybody was coming at me with pitchforks, and this is not the day. And I'm not even throwing it out there to throw shade at Draymond Green because I know what he stands for and what he's meant. But I told you, I just wonder if this version of the Warriors offense has ran its course to where the 3-on-5 is kind of over now because you can pressure the Splash Brothers and you can do what the Kings did to Steph Curry in Sacramento's games 1 and 2. And last night, it's a short sample size, but that would be what Harry's talking about.
Okay, so you're bringing Draymond off the bench in Game 4.
No, I'm not, because now it's politics involved. Yes, and I don't think
is?
Yeah. Okay. Who's going to go tell Dre after one game, hey, Dre, you're coming off the bench? Come on, man. That they wouldn't do that to him.
Okay, but then
what? I'm like talk to me.
But then you're going to go back to the same style you played in the first 2 games.
Well, okay. You turned the ball over way more than you did in the first 2 games than you did last night. You had 11. That's big.
Well,
you rebounded the ball last night. So we all just cannot, I'm not ignoring the thought I had, but we all cannot just say Draymond not being on the floor is why they won the game. Because you still, as a Warrior team, hoisted up 53 pointers and made 16. That's a bit too many for my taste, but there's no way I'm looking at you today, this morning, or anybody, Steiny, saying they won because Dre wasn't in.
Nobody's saying because. Unfair, yeah. Nobody's saying because. They played better without him.
Yeah.
They played their best game without Draymond. All phases. So the question is, are people out there really saying, let's bring Dre off the bench? Has it gone that far is my question.
Let me ask you, before you get to the call, would you do it if the situation were what it is now? There's no way.
I don't know.
Steiny, that's backstabbing.
He's meant too much. Well, first of all, no, it isn't.
He's demonstrative. He's your heart and soul. You ain't going to Now, hold on. I'm just saying this. They are a different team at home.
Okay.
Okay. That we know. So we got to say that had something to do with it more than it was just Dre.
So
but Game 4 would be revealing if if they go back and revert back to Steph can't. It feels like there's no space. Then you can make these.
Well, then you're down 3-1.
Yeah.
My point is, if you believe, here's my point, Steiny. What would you do? I'm not really sure what I would do.
Yeah.
But if you believe that they need 4 scorers on the floor
to beat this King team,
and only one big, you got to do it. You got to do it. You can't not do it just because you're afraid of Draymond. Now, I don't know if you do it or not. I don't know if we're there yet. I'm a little surprised. But
now, wouldn't the easier route be, hey, Looney, you've come off the bench all the time. Because I'm going ego now, Steiny.
He's playing better right now.
The Looney.
Well, then, what are you going to say? Really? You start doing stuff like that, and that's where I think it gets dangerous. Tony in San Francisco. What's going on, Tony? How you doing, buddy?
Hey guys, the passion and the perspective, right?
Hey.
Oh, yeah. Love your show.
Thank you.
I say yes. Draymond comes off the bench. The formula was right last night. I don't think it was just because they were playing a home game. I just think the energy was a lot better and people stepped up. Curry came off the bench, right? Yep. Curry has come off the bench.
True.
So Draymond can come off the bench. I also think it sends him a message that he needs to behave himself in these playoff games, or they're not gonna make it into the second round.
I agree with you.
Yeah, Curry 900 on YouTube, Steiny. Home just brings out that super energy. And what did you say before this game took off? Role players play better at home, and that's what we saw. I know Clay didn't have the greatest shooting game for his standards, 3 of 10, 5 of 15 total. But DiVincenzo, Steiny, 27 minutes. If you didn't see the game, he was 2 of 8 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, but he played his ass off. Yeah. So it's not just, I ain't got to tell you that. It's not just shoot numbers. He was hustling, playing the passing lane, 7 rebounds. So I cannot wait to see how the Warriors offense does look Sunday, because that is a thought I have, Steiny, and I'm with you. I don't want to say Dre doesn't deserve this, but I'm shocked after one game that a lot of people the fans are, they're not biting their tongue.
See, here's the way. Look, I'm trying to find the difference right now between you and me, and here's it is. I don't know what I would do if I'm Steve Kerr. I'm just saying that if you decide as a staff, you know what, we're going to need just one big's going to do it. And the way we like it would be great to bring Draymond off the bench. Then if you don't do it, you deserve everything you get. For God's sake, Steph Curry came off the bench. This would be the ultimate cower to Draymond Green. We've talked about how the Warriors have enabled Draymond Green in his entire career.
That's a lot of time.
If you're telling me we've gotten to this point right now where Steve Kerr, Bob Myers, Joe Lacob, and whoever look out onto that floor and say, you know what, in this series we may be better off without Draymond, and you don't act on it, you ought to be ashamed.
Well, what if you lose him? Because that's part of. I'm not telling you the basketball.
So you're gonna enable Draymond. No, you're gonna now.
I don't want to upset the apple cart, Steiny.
I'm just saying,
because something's coming with that change. And let me tell you something. This ain't the NBA Finals.
You're not for it.
No, I'm like, if you play the Lakers or Memphis next series, guess who you're gonna need? Right. You're gonna need both your bigs. So remember that. But what if you lose them?
So you would lose Draymond Green because he's making a sacrifice. You're asking him to make a sacrifice for the team. Like, who is this guy?
Draymond Green.
Right. That's right.
You just said a second ago, they've catered to him the whole time.
Right. I'm talking mostly.
You don't think he would be embarrassed if he came back?
Who cares?
But I'm asking. It ain't about
I don't care. But I want to win the series any way possible.
It's for the
I don't care
conversation,
about Draymond.
But it ain't about do you care? Do you think he would be embarrassed?
I don't care.
Then that answer means yes, because you would. I don't know why you would hold on to an answer. It's obviously yes. He would be pissed off.
You're missing. I don't care if he's pissed off.
I'm not asking you, do you care? You know he would be pissed off.
Okay, so what?
Okay, there
I'm
it
really
is.
say so
but they're
what?
not operating under that so what?
No.
Because they care about his feelings, man.
If the Golden State Warriors believe that they have a better chance to win this series by limiting Draymond Green's playing time and moving him to the bench, and that's what they believe in their heart, and they don't do it, they're not only going to lose the series, but they're going to they lose everything. Okay. They lose their credibility.
Steiny, but what would make you think they're going to do it if they've not done nothing to him after he hit a man in the face?
Well, because this is different.
What would make anybody think that?
This is different.
I'm listening.
They were better without him in Game 3 than they've been.
I got that.
Right, so they're better without him. Let's just say that. What if they determine we're better without Draymond this series?
So now they're finally going to do something and say, hey, this is what it is, let the chips fall where they may.
This to me is different because Draymond usually helps you on the court. Forget his behavior. Yeah. You need him on the court because of his game. But if you're saying right now that, I don't know if he can play in this series, then you better not play him. Wow. You cannot.
Like, I get the basketball part of what you're saying, but they're not going to do it for the reasons
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. I mean, they might not do it because they don't think it's the best way to go.